The following is a special presentation of the First Horizon Green Sports Zone. This is the Tommie's Plum and Betsy Shaw Show. Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tommie's Plum and Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the court with the West Greene Lady Buffaloes basketball team. We'll recap the past week's win with Chuckey-Doak and talk about all the weather, all the postponements and reschedulements. But first, we need to go ahead and get a quick break in first. We'll be right back after this quick message here on First Horizon's Green Sports Zone. The Tommie's Plum and Betsy Shaw Show is brought to you by Gateway Ford Nissan, Tommie's Plumbing, and by First Horizon Bank.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
Welcome back to First Horizon's Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tommie's Plum and Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the court inside of Jimmy Jones Gymnasium with the West Greene Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with Lady Buffs head coach Betsy Shaw. Coach, how are we doing today?
Good. How are you today?
Good. A few days off. Actually, quite more than a few days off. You probably took. When was the last time you had practiced?
We practiced Friday for about an hour and a half, and then we practiced today, or Wednesday today, and then so we took several days off.
4 days off.
Yes, sadly.
Too many days off, but we'll go ahead and talk about the weather first, because that's what I did on Alan's show, and we have news also. Of course, everybody seeing this now probably knows, but if you haven't, the Unicoi County game tomorrow night moved to Thursday night, so if you plan on traveling to Irwin to watch West Greene play Unicoi County on Friday, it has now been moved to Thursday night, so adjust your schedule according to that. And the South Greene game, I've failed to forget about it in all the other 3 interviews that I did today, so I'm going to go ahead and get it out of the way first. Originally scheduled to be played on Tuesday last night, has now been moved to Monday, February 9th. So those are the 2 postponements and reschedulements so far to cover on this. The weather was not quite what we expected. We expected maybe a lot of snow, turned into more ice. Wasn't Friday, ended up being Monday and Tuesday. As a head coach, having to deal with all that and not practice for 4 days, how much of a headache was this weekend, extended weekend, whatever?
I watched your little clip where all the coaches predicted the weather, and I was the only one that said, I hope we have practice. I thought, wow. But I did. But
Committed to the craft.
Apparently. Them poor girls are too.
Yeah.
But, you prepare, like we were preparing Friday for South Greene, and then watch film, getting ready for South Greene for Tuesday, and then get to play. So now we had 1 day of practice, which was today, to prepare for Unicoi. It makes it a little tougher on the preparation of trying to make sure they're prepared for who does what, and what we're going to try to do. So it is what it is, though. I wish we had a set schedule and we didn't matter about the weather, but it does. So
that's what Alan and I talked about. It's kind of the game you play here once you roll into February or January and February. It's better to have it now than have it in tournament time, though. But yeah, it's hard because you could have played South Greene last night with 0 practice. Now you're going into Unicoi, waking up this morning expecting 2 practices, and it turns into 1 practice, and it gets moved up a day in the middle of the school day. So it's definitely tough to adjust to, and the unfortunate part is we might have more weather expected to come this weekend that might postpone next Tuesday's game with Johnson County. So we'll talk about that a little bit more on the back half. But first and foremost, Chuckey-Doak. You get a big district win here at home. You walked into Lower Afton and took home a big win to open up the conference season, and to open up the second half of it, you pick up another win over Chuckey-Doak, 65-43. What worked well in that game with the Lady Knights?
I'm going to tell the scores because I brought the book.
Okay.
Emily scored 12, Joey had 12, Peyton had 16, Sarah 4, Neva 6, Nevaeh 2, Erica 8, and Callie 5. So that was kind of our point breakdown. I thought the girls played really hard. We shot the ball better than we've been shooting it, but it was a good team win. Everybody went out there, played really, really hard, and they did their jobs, and so it was a good win. And I know Chuckey-Doak has, they lost a couple games, but they're a lot better than they were at the beginning of the year. Like, I've watched them on film prior to playing us a bunch of games, and they are really improving. And so I told the girls they had to be prepared because, they've gotten a lot better since we played them, which was a long time ago. So
I think the most that you had scored in a district game up to last Thursday night with Chuckey-Doak was, I'm seeing 53 points in 2 games. The previous time you beat Chuckey-Doak and when you beat Happy Valley the game before that. So the most you had scored in a district game in the first half was 53. Then you come out to open up the second half with a 65-point outing against Chuckey-Doak. How much does that instill more confidence in you, knowing that you can come out and shoot well in your own gym at that?
I don't think how we shoot hurts most of their confidences. Like, I'll tell you, they'll tell you they'll shoot, and they're fine with shooting if they're open, and whether they shoot well or they don't, they're still going to shoot. So, I think it helps their confidence, but I don't know. They're still going to shoot. So it's good that we're scoring. Most of the time I feel like we're known for defense, and if we're going to win a game, we have to keep someone low numbers to give us a chance to win that game. But that was good that we were able to score more. So.
And then, as you say, defense right there, you hold Chuckey-Doak to 29 the first time, and this time you end up allowing them a little bit more with 43, but you're able to have that offensive spark to give you a little bit of a larger lead, scoring 65 right there. But let's look at the conference standings, because Thursday and Friday threw everything into a loop. I went into the season expecting the boys to be a dogfight and expecting it to be crazy going down the stretch. Well, I was wrong. It looks like the girls is going to be that way now, because Thursday night, South Greene walks into Unicoi County, and Unicoi hands the undefeated South Greene Lady Rebels a 29-point loss. And then that opens the door for Johnson County to win on Friday and then pull back even with South Greene. And then the winless Happy Valley Lady Warriors knock off Johnson County. An 0-5 Happy Valley team beat a 4-1 Johnson County team. And now here's what the standings look like at the moment. You've got South Greene at 5-1. Johnson County and West Greene tied for second at 4-2. In fourth, you have Unicoi County at 3-3, who we'll talk about in just a second, who have won 3 in a row. Chuckey-Doak and Happy Valley are both tied at 5th with a 1-5 record. So yeah, conference is crazy now.
Yeah, I'd say.
With Happy Valley having a big win over Johnson County, Unicoi County winning 3 in a row now, South Greene having that 1 loss, you and Johnson County, you pull. The big thing is for you all, you get that win on Thursday and South Greene gets that loss and Johnson County loses. So that benefits you more too, because now you're 1 game out of first place with games against Johnson County and South Greene to go. So puts you in the driver's seat, but just absolute craziness Thursday and Friday within the conference. How do you feel as you're sitting here now 1 game back from the lead?
I'm thinking we've still got to work on getting better each game, both offensively and defensively. You mentioned the Chuckey-Doak game that we'd scored more. Well, our defense didn't do as good. So, it's good, and there's a lot of basketball left to be played, a whole lot. And like you said, I know you said we'd talk about Unicoi later, but man, they're hot right now, and so we've got to go up there and play them. And so each game we've just got to continue to try to get better, both offensively and defensively. And so at the end, we're better than we were at the beginning. So.
And we'll go into the break real quick, and then we will talk about that Unicoi County game. We'll talk more about the conference and things such as that. But first, we need to go ahead and get a few commercials in first. So thank you to these little sponsors for sponsoring us here at First Horizons Green Sports Zone. We'll be right back after this break.
Here's a twist on your typical banking options. What if, instead of choosing between a big bank or a small bank, you had one bank that's the best of both? That's First Horizon. Big bank muscle with small bank hustle. Big bank convenience and small bank connection. When the best of big meets the best of small, you get it all. To help you on the road to your horizon. First Horizon Bank.
For over 30 years, Tommie's Plumbing has proudly served the Tri-Cities with a personal touch, because we're not just plumbers, we're family. From simple faucet repairs to full plumbing repiping, we have the experience and expertise to get the job done right. We also specialize in water heater and tankless water heater installations, helping you find the perfect solution for your home. Our technicians stand behind their work and always leave your space clean and spotless. Looking for a plumber who's fast, professional, and reliable? Call Tommie's Plumbing and let our family take care of yours.
At many dealerships, you get what you'd expect. Games, gimmicks, and shady sales tactics. At Gateway Nissan in Greenville, expect the unexpected. Low prices, convenient service, and a great buying experience.
Get our Gateway exclusive lifetime powertrain warranty.
No worries for life.
You deserve the unexpected. It's the #1 reason you gotta get to Gateway.
Shop online at GatewayNissanGreenville.com.
Or take the super short drive down Highway 11E to Gateway Nissan in Greenville.
Welcome back to First Horizons Green Sports Zone, and welcome back to this week's edition of the Tommie's Plum and Betsy Shaw Show, where we cover everything on the court with the West Greene Lady Buffaloes basketball team. As always, I'm joined here with West Greene's head coach, Betsy Shaw. So, Unicoi County up first. If you missed it on the first half, that game has been moved from Friday to Thursday, so do not plan on showing up to Irwin on Friday night. The game has been moved to Thursday due to potential weather coming in. So, whenever you travel to Irwin tomorrow night to play the Lady Blue Devils, what do you expect?
I mean, like we said earlier, they're playing well. They're shooting the ball well. I mean, like, I watched them play South Greene, and, South Greene was there playing deep, covering them, and they still made their threes. So they are shooting the ball really well. And so, even in their defensive sets, they look a lot really aggressive in everything they're running. And so I think it's going to be a tough game.
And then looking just a little bit ahead, too, you've got Johnson County on Tuesday. You got that one here at home. Fortunately, to finish this run, I think it's 2 games at home and then 2 games on the road to finish this district schedule. And you're splitting 1-1 these 2 games that we're previewing this week. But we'll talk about Johnson County a little bit. But, of course, with more weather coming in, I don't know what to expect, because the way that it worked out last time was everybody expected it to be Friday or Saturday, and it postponed Monday and Tuesday's games. So a little bit about Johnson County. You played up there the first time, resulted in a 20-point loss. What's it going to take this time to be able to knock them off in your home gym?
I remember it. We're going to make some adjustments. There's a lot of things that I could have done differently, and so we're going to make some adjustments and hopefully shoot the ball a little bit better here. We had a rough shooting night. They got some shots, and they weren't bad shots or anything like that, but hopefully we shoot better here.
How important would you say these 2 games are coming up? Because you've got Unicoi County, who's kind of nipping at your heels from behind on a 3-game win streak within the conference. And then you've got Johnson County, who you're currently tied with in second place. And we won't talk about it too much, because 4 games is a lot to be played. 4 games is still a lot. There's a lot of games left to be played. So we won't even talk about the driver's seat too much. But how important are these 2 games up ahead?
1 game at a time. It really is. And like you said, there's so much more basketball left to be played. South Greene's still in the 1 seed, and Unicoi, they're really improving. And Johnson County's good. I know you said they lost to Happy Valley, but they're good. And then Happy Valley's getting a lot better, and they've gotten a lot better. And Chuckey-Doak's improving too. So every game is going to be tough. So today, though, we're focusing on Unicoi. That's it for right now.
And there are too many games left to be played, because I could start to go down and name some of the important games left. But there are like 4 games left to be played with 6 teams. I mean, that's 24 games left to be played. That can just completely change the landscape of everything, as we've seen, because you have Unicoi, who starts out 0-3, and they're now 3-3. And you have Happy Valley, who started out 0-5, who just knocked off the previously undefeated Johnson County team. So, yeah, I expect the unexpected now, because what we thought after 3 games is completely different now after 6 games. You look through the first 3 games, Unicoi was 0-3 and Happy Valley was 0-3. Now those 2 teams just beat the top 2 teams in the conference. So, I don't know. At this point, watch out. Chuckey-Doak's going to upset somebody now, because that's the way things are going.
You never know.
You never know, but unless you've got anything else to add, that's all I've got this week.
I don't have anything else.
Hopefully the snow stays away this time. Are we going to get any this time? I don't know. I won't make a video this time, because I've not asked everybody this time, but I don't think this one's going to be as much, but usually when you don't expect as much is when you get a lot.
That's true. I don't know. I didn't know last time either, though. So.
Just hope you get to practice.
That's right.
That's it. Let's hope we get the game in, too, because that Johnson County game would be a headache for them to reschedule. So let's hope the weather stays away. Let's hope Johnson County is able to make the trip down on Tuesday. I won't even say get out of school on Monday, because then that means no practice. So let's just hope that we get a little light dusting and everything's fine on Monday and Tuesday. How about that? But that's all we got this week, Coach. Once again, thank you. Thank you all for watching this week's edition of the Tommie's Plum and Betsy Shaw Show. We look forward to seeing you next time here on First Horizons Green Sports Zone.